Welcome back to the final round. President Trump earlier this hour signing 4 executive orders aiming at lowering prescription drug costs. This has been a issue that we have seen get bipartisan support and also a key issue here for voters as we do get closer to the election. But for more on this, I want to bring in Dr. Michelle McMurry-Heath, Bio President and CEO. And Dr. McMurry-Heath, great to have you back on the program today. I'm curious just to get your perspective on the executive orders that President Trump just signed not too long ago, because I do want to bring up that Bio is a trade group that has many of these big pharma companies among its members. What is your reaction? What are the big pharma companies' reaction to these executive orders today?
Yeah, well, thank you for the question. You know, at the Biotechnology Innovation Organization, we represent over 1,000 companies that range, most of which are very, very small biotechnology companies, all the way up to our larger companies. And all of these companies, regardless of their size, have trained all of their energies into fighting the pandemic we face right now. They are trained at finding a vaccine, at finding treatments that will help the American public get back to normal. And it's frankly dumbfounding that in the midst of this concerted effort, the administration would pivot and try to really cripple those efforts by hurting the investment that's needed to make sure that those therapies actually make it to patients.
Dr. McMurry-Heath, Angela here. It seems like some of these themes are ones that the administration has brought up before, and some of them are repeats of maybe pilot programs or discussions that have already been had. So does this come as really a big surprise?
Well, you raise a really interesting question with the issue of repeat. This is a tired refrain. We know that these approaches don't work. There is a reason that the United States has over half of all of the efforts trained at fighting COVID today. All of those research programs around the world, we've tracked all of them. There's 660 underway trying to fight the virus. Over half of those are in the US. It's because our ecosystem is trained at stimulating and bringing innovation to the market. And that is sorely needed. It's needed more now than ever.
A quick question on the meeting that's scheduled for Tuesday. Any insights on what will happen there? But then also looking at broadly, like you're mentioning, there has been so much focus on the benefits of having such a robust pharmaceutical industry. Is that in danger right now with all these executive orders?
It most certainly is. I mean, the president's own Council of Economic Advisors has said that this will sharply decrease the number of new medicines that make it to patients. And it's ironic that the president is now opening his doors after the executive order to companies to speak to him on Tuesday, when on Monday and Wednesday, the administration is going to showcase 2 leading vaccine candidates. They're going to be there for the launching of phase 3 clinical trials, which is the final step before these vaccines can make it to patients. And they're going to bookend their conversation about crippling our industry with visits to the successes that we are on the threshold of.
And Dr. I'm just curious to get your thoughts, because some people have said, and some from the industry have talked about the fact that if we do in fact lower the prices of some of these drugs, it could potentially lead to shortages. Is this something that these pharma giants are preparing for? Is this in the conversation at all?
Well, I think right now we're really trying to deal with understanding the realities of what has come down the pike, making sure that we do everything we can to make it clear the impact this will have, and trying to mitigate that, trying to have conversations and work with both sides of the aisles to find solutions that really work for patients. What we are really interested in is trying to virtually eliminate what an individual patient has to pay for their medicines, because we know that, people say they want patients to have skin in the game, but we really feel that illness is more than enough skin in the game. And patients really need their insurance to cover them in times of need. So that is the goal that we are working for with passion, and we will not stop until we reach it. But in the meantime, we have to make sure that our innovation ecosystem stays robust so that we're not faced with a pandemic without end, so that we're able to get back to work.
All right, Dr. Michelle McMurry-Heath, Bio President and CEO, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.